Today's episode is sponsored by Dynasty Athletic Performance and NC Football Connections. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the All Season 365 podcast. Be sure to follow us on X, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify channel. Our ultimate goal here is to connect with not just coaches here in North Carolina, but across the country. Today, we have a special guest. We have a repeat guest from season one. We have a good buddy of mine, DeAngelo Dean, assistant head football coach at West Meck High School in Charlotte, North Carolina. Coach, what's up? How are you?
Hey, how you doing today, Coach?
Man, I'm well, man. You know, anytime you get a chance to hop on, man, it's all love, man. And appreciate your support over the years. You know, you're one of those that no matter where you at, I'm always gonna check in. You always check in, man. So appreciate you for making time to hop on.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it anytime, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely, man. So before we get into today's topic, we're going to be touching on student athlete development, DB play, assistant head coach, and then we're going to conclude with NFL talk. But before we get to that, give our listeners a snapshot of your career journey to this point.
Well, I started off coaching as a student volunteer coach at Johnson C. Smith University in 2015, and 2015 is when I graduated, and then I started this high school football journey. I started off at West Mecklenburg High School as an assistant under Jarvis Davis, the head football coach, and Nick Mata, and then I kind of went to I went to Vance High School, which is Julius Chambers now, and then under Air Brand, and met a couple of great coaches, which one of them, for instance, is Randall Ingram, which is my head coach now at West Mecklenburg, Jonathan Simmons, Edwin Campbell, a lot of the guys that we was advanced with, Anthony Hackett. So it was a lot of great coaches that I really learned from at Vance. And then when AB went to Irmo, I wasn't able to go, so I went back with West Mecklenburg. So this is my third stint going to be at West Mecklenburg. I kind of look like it's kind of funny. I love the West Side, I guess, but I mean Nick Mata, it was his opportunity, and that was a great year. And so it's been a journey. I was at Miles Park and a couple other places, and then I went with Palisades, part of that first staff that Simmons was a part of, coached with Sam Griner. So it's been a journey, but it's been fun. It's been great with learning, developing, and being able to work with a lot of students that I feel like I want to make an impact. I feel like your life work is what you put into it. So that's what I am. I'm a ball coach. That's what I consider myself, a ball coach.
Yeah, very, very, very true statement, man. And again, anytime we get a chance to catch up, man, what I appreciate most about you is, you always check in to see how everything's going. But you being the same guy over the years, man, and that's what I appreciate most about you. Right? You been to the top of the mountain, you've been to the middle, the bottom, but you've been all over. But regardless, you always been the same person, man. So so let's get to it. Student athlete development. As you know, it can't just be about coaching ball, man. It has to be about development. So how do you balance developing athletes on the field while also supporting their growth in the classroom?
One of the things is you want to develop students as a whole person. You meet them where they are, and then I have an EC background in teaching, so yep. I look at them I feel like it was a statement that a coach told me, like all students and all people have IEPs. Everybody just look at it from a special education standpoint, but what you want to do is work on their skills and growth. So what you want to do is, okay, if a student is, for instance, like with a student, if you want to check on them their grades, and then you want to work on them on footwork as coming from a DB background, or you want to work them in stance and starts, feet work. So what you want to do is build the student up, build the whole person up. So that's kind of how I try to do it.
Excellent point there. And in your opinion, what role should a high school coach play in preparing student athletes for opportunities after high school? That can be, college, career, or just life skills in general.
The biggest thing I feel is accountability. Be where you're supposed to be. Be accountable into how you go about your daily walk. your daily journey, your daily what you're supposed to be. That's why I pride myself on being the same. Like as you said, I want any coach, and that's any coach to say that DeAngelo Dean was the same. He never switched up. He never switched up whether he was just a volunteer assistant, whether he was assistant. Right now, my current position, assistant head football coach. That when I talk with my head coach all the time. I know he gets tired of me probably calling him, but it's just the fact that I just want to be the same. I want to be the same. So it's just like, and that's the kind of way I was. So I'm just the same, and I always feel like that's the way that people respect people when they're the same. No matter where they are on the totem pole. I don't want to be the guy that switched up. So, and in this coaching profession, we have a lot of people that try to switch up. So I don't want to be that guy that kind of switch up. I'm the same person regardless.
Same person, man. So you also mentioned our defensive back play. For those who don't know, man, Coach loves talking defensive back play. So what are, in your opinion, what are the most important fundamentals defensive backs must master to be successful in coverage?
I feel like it's your feet. I feel like your feet work is what you do. You want to have real good feet, and then another part is have real smooth hips in the transition. Stay low in your transition. Stay low when you work in your drills. Stay low in how you want to do it. You really want to. I feel like feet work is really key to how the really effective DB plays. How to break on the ball when you're going down the line, coming down the line, breaking down, coming to balance, doing things like that. So that all starts with footwork, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's all about that precision, man.
Like I don't even like talking about drafts.
Yeah.
I said I don't even like talking about footwork.
Yeah, well, it all boils down to that transition. You mentioned, like for those who don't know, you have the machine, you have the T-step and all that good stuff, but accuracy and precision is very, very important. Like Coach said. So how do you teach defensive backs to recognize route concepts and react quickly during a game?
Okay, what you want to do is kind of look at the receiver hips. Is he coming off the ball? Because most receivers kind of telegraph their routes and things like that.
Yes, they do. They raise up, chest up.
Most receivers, rest up, chest up, things like that. So if they're coming off the ball, if they come in off the ball quick, if you have a bigger receiver, they're coming off the ball quick, then chances are it's going to be something quick. What is quick routes, slants, hitches, come down the line. If they kind of jogging the steps, the Randy Moss style effect, okay, then we going vertical down the field. So that's when you got to get on. That's when you got to get on your horse and let's go. We got to go run because you got to catch it. So that's what you got to do. You always look at the receivers, the transition. That's why you want to be smooth in your transition and your back pedal and what you want to do. Because if I break down too high, if I get caught looking in the backfield, which a lot of DBs do, then we got touchdown, then we got the band playing, as they say. So
strike it at the band. Absolutely, man. Our discipline is everything. Like Coach said. Absolutely. So let's transition to your current role. You served in a number of different capacities. And currently you are the assistant head coach for your program. So how do you support the head coach while also leading and developing the rest of the coaching staff?
One of the things that I try to do is be a person that is with my head coach. Whatever he wants me to do, I try to do it. Because that's what I was always told, that's what makes a great assistant. People that when you try to do it, don't try to outdo or outshine nothing. Try to be where your feet are. So you got to be a good servant. So I feel like you're a servant leader, and that's something to think. You're serving the head football coach, and you're trying to work on being things that you can do to help them, assist them. So that's why me and Coach Ingram, we talk pretty daily. Okay, Ingram, what we think, what you think. I mean, it's always that. Like I gotta, like people that know him real close. He have a nickname. We call him Bit. I always joke with him. I'm like, hey, Coach Ingram, what you want, Bit? What you got for me? What you need? So it's just like that because I want his year to be successful. I know this year is going to be successful, and I'm very excited about the opportunity. When he got the job, when I found out he got the job, he said you're coming with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was what all I needed, because I'm just proud of him, and I'm happy. I had this joke that I always say, and I don't have no problem saying it. When he got the job, and I looked at him, and we was over there, and I just talked to him. It almost shed a tear to my eyes, because of the fact that because Coach Ingram mean a lot to me, with the fam, with how we have been as over the years. So it's I'm grateful for this season, and I'm looking forward to it. We got some tough opponents, but I think this year is going to be a great year for us.
Very, very true statement there. And what role does an assistant head coach play in maintaining the culture and standards of a high school football program?
Uh, you at the top, he sets the standard. The head
Mm-hmm.
coach set the standard, and you follow what the steps that he wants you to do. That, okay, if it's we got to be there at a certain time, we got to do this, we got to do that. So it's kind of things that, okay, and then it sells the culture, because you have to build the culture in the football program, no matter whether you're had a bad season or you had a championship season. You start off the same every around this time, when it started to get warm and it's time to get back on the ball field. Is we the same. So you win, but you don't win. People think you win championships in December. You really, or November. You really win championships in the off season, and how you go about your daily work with what you do every day. We working. So that's kind of what you do. So you set a standard of how the steps that he wants us to go, and you step and you do that, and you take it every day like that.
Very, very true statement. Very true statement,
Mm-hmm.
man. And we can't wait to watch West Meck this year, man. You know me, man. I'm gonna be following y'all every move. Can't wait to see y'all
We back.
success this year.
We back. We
All right.
are. We back. Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait to see it, man. Let's segue to some NFL talk. You watch the NFL a lot, right? You watch it a lot. We've had these conversations, but the defense has changed over the years. So, how has the NFL evolved defensively over the last decade, and what impact has it had on how football is coached at the high school and college level?
One of the biggest things that I always think about it, and it's funny, defensive point of view, a lot of teams are coming into now playing a 4-2-5 style of
Yes, they
defense.
are. Hmm.
So, and people, that's, four down linemen, two backers, and then five defensive back. But what you really kind of break it down is that backer. And I was talking to a coach at the Glazer clinic about the backer. Sometimes you have that rover or that backer. He's a DB styles guy, so he struggles in the run game. But then sometimes you can have a bigger, thicker guy that he can play the run game but may not cover as well. So that's the thing that is there. You got to be able to maximize. You got to be able to play it. You got to be able to play it. So if I'm playing a team that runs a spread, they're going to attack the nickel kind of. They're going to attack the. Or if I'm attacking the run, playing a team that runs the wing T, that a lot of what I want to do is come to what I want to do is get a bigger, thicker thumper guy in there that can come down and make some fill up in the alley in the run game, or fill up in the deep. So that's kind of what you kind of want to do. So yeah, so it fluctuates, because the 4-2-5 is kind of what a lot of people do. I know that my football team that I love, Washington, we played a lot of 4-2-5 with Dan Quinn and the way he did it in Dallas. So our personnel is not the same that we have in Washington, that he have in Dallas, but it's still of how you want to do it. So that's something that I think is, and it changed in the high school level. High school, it comes down to the high school level, and a lot of teams are running a version of the 4-2-5 now. So.
Well, yeah, and for those who don't know, man, that defense started off as a true 4-3, and the wheel was the adjuster. Basically, what happened was they ended up bumping that wheel out,
Yeah, bumping them out.
and with that, bumped them out, to play a little bit more in space. But it sounds to me like in college, in NFL, and even college, you can draft or recruit that prototypical athlete. But in high school, you have to develop that athlete.
Develop them, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So let me ask you this, because you had a chance to see a lot of, successful players that played in Charlotte that's now in the NFL, right? They
Mhm.
transitioned from the high school to the college, and now they're playing in the NFL. In your opinion, what qualities separate players who succeed in the NFL from those who struggle to transition from college to the professional level?
I feel like one of the biggest thing is it's a business type. It's a
Yes.
business. You have to understand that the game of football, yes, is a game, but it's a business and what you do. You can't be in the off season doing something. You gotta work. You gotta work during off season. That's why I love watching the videos of players that I players working in the off season. Like I watched, like it was something I seen my quarterback Jaden Daniels that I like in Washington. He was in California working. Always watching. This is it's a little personal for me because I love this kid because I coached him, DeAngelo Brown, when he works out with team people in the city and does things like that when he comes back to Charlotte. I love to see that because I know that they take it serious, and there's a lot of great kids in Charlotte, a lot of great young men. Of course, Drake May was in the Super Bowl. We got a couple guys coming in down the pipeline. Jamari Taylor, other guys, KC Concepcion. It's a lot of guys that's coming in. Charlotte has been a pipeline of football. Jordan Davis. I mean, it's just so many. Simpson. It's a lot of guys just that have been in Charlotte that I just think that have really succeeded, and I feel like it's a pipeline now of more guys to come.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And and I've seen the same thing here as well in the area. Obviously, the Dexter Lawrences of the world, just watching
Mm-hmm.
the local kids, right, get their opportunity. And you can just spot them, right? Because in high
Yeah.
school, when you see that impact player, they're electric, they're game breakers, right? And then when you see
Mm-hmm.
them transition to the college level, you see the same level. And then now they're getting drafted highly, right? And then when they get to the league, Aleem McNeil, right? Like when they get to the league, right, they're performing, but in the offseason, they're still working and they're
Yeah.
still checking in on their communities, giving back to the kids, man. So if you're an NFL player, it's safe to say that, if an NFL player, like it's safe to say that we could spot a future NFL player from a high school rank based
Mm-hmm.
off of their level of production, right? Their durability, watch that same level of performance in the college level. And when they hit the NFL, it's just like, oh man, we knew that was going to happen anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not
Absolutely, man.
surprised. You're not
Yeah,
surprised.
not surprised at all, man. So before I let you go, what advice would you give an assistant coach who is looking to climb the coaching ladder?
Uh, I feel like one of the things that you should do is just always be willing to study and work on your craft. Work on your craft. Be a person that's always due diligent about how you go about your business. Understand that it's not just a job; it's a lifestyle. That's what I feel like. It's a saying that I always say: "We on ball," but being on ball is not just all the game. It's about a lifestyle. And that's the thing is you can't talk it if you're not willing to live it. So that's just kind of how I live. So I live that lifestyle. So that's kind of the way I treat the game. And I feel like all assistant coaches, when you get an opportunity to learn, and it's always learn, and don't think that you're too big to learn from someone else. You you always be willing to take you always got to take knowledge and be able to see that and work on your craft. So.
And for those who don't know, man, whenever you get an opportunity to do so, make sure that you go to a coaching clinic. Coach Dean was at the Glacier Clinic. How was that? I mean, it looked fun. Like how was the Glacier Clinic?
The Glacier Clinic was fine. It was some real great speakers. Gunther Brewer, Coach Brewer. It was one of my favorites was he's at Texas Tech, and Coach Green. He's the co-DC and defensive back coach. He had a real good session. I thought that was really good. Daquan Bowers was there, the defensive end from Clemson. So it was a lot of great coaches that was there, I thought. And then you just see different coaches throughout, and then you get a chance to talk ball. So I feel like it's always great. So it was some great things. And then Glacier always hold a great clinic. Coach Clark at Cox Mill, he reached out to me, and I had a chance to be a part of the staff that worked the camp. So it was great. So I thought it was great. And I look forward to it every year.
Absolutely, man. Nicely stated, Coach. Well, thank you for listening to the Offseason 365 podcast. I'm Coach Simmons here with Coach Dean. We signing off.
Thank you.
Today's episode is sponsored by Dynasty Athletic Performance and NC Football Connections.